In our Islam unit, we focus on the establishment of Islam. We have students do several different projects. Our two highlight projects are, number one, a personal experience project. And what this is students are asked, they're given a choice of activities to do, different from things that they probably experienced in the past, and they are to participate in them, and then they are to reflect on them and share their reflections with our community here at Graded. Our second project is students are undertake a research project in which they look at different Islamic contributions to the world at large and reflect on that as well. That is our Islam unit. Our highlight project for Hinduism is where students are asked to research and choose a myth of their choice, and then asked to retell that story to their classmates. And there are some outrageous results.
Collaboration with the teacher librarian in initial planning incorporated high-interest books to develop curiosity, background knowledge, and keywords, and guided practice on 6 online library resources to be used in research.
The students were asked to read a series of nonfiction science books so that they could choose a topic of their preference and do a research project. They had to use sources such as Facts on File, Gale, Webpath Express, and the librarians worked with me in teaching the kids how to access those resources, use them, and cite them during the project. We also used Turnitin for them to submit their notes and check their originality reports. And they have a choice of creating different media types to present their projects.
So for Theatre Design and Tech with Isabel, the students were required to come up with a plan for a set design that they created in 3D using Google SketchUp.
This project was developed by our grade 2 teachers to go with their social studies unit on community. Their students, along with the students from 12 other international schools around the world, created voice threads about their community.
This is a subway station. Subway drivers and guards work there. The subway is important to our community because it helps you get to places faster.
Once the voice threads from all of the classes were finished, they were posted and shared on the iSpy website. Each school was assigned to a gallery where they were able to look at voice threads from the other communities, which were not identified. The students were challenged to find the similarities and differences between their community and the communities of the other schools, as well as use cultural clues to try to identify which voice thread came from which school community.
In my community, there's a lot of lights too, and this reminds me of Carnival.
In the cell division projects, students had to create an animation showing the different phases of mitosis while narrating what happens at each one of them.
And it divides. The chromosomes then move away from each other along the spindle fiber. Then a nuclear envelope forms around each group. The chromosomes uncoil and the spindle disappears.
Learned about mitosis and its phases through the cellular phases of mitosis. It was really visual and it helped us be creative.
At the beginning of the project, I was really confused about the cell cycle. We did it on drawing instead of writing, how the phases changed, and this made it really clear.
This training required students to design and follow a personal routine of exercises in the weight room. They also had to record performance at an online workout sheet using cell phones or laptops. The recording included heart rate, journal entries, videos, pictures, and graphs.
And took out of this whole experience was how to use machines to work out different parts of my body, and the fact that we use technology really helped because we can go back and check your progress.
Usually you don't notice your posture or if you're doing it right, so it's good to have someone take a picture.
It was my first time practicing this gym and fitting my body into it. I think video recording was a really great way to look over what you did today, because I wrote this journal after PE class when I got home, and I looked at this video and I figured out it was easier to write journal.
To learn about gas exchange, the IB Bio students collaborated on a Google Doc to share research that answered a series of questions. Later on in class, Poll Everywhere was used as a formative assessment tool, so class answers were projected on the screen and discussed as a big group.
That the use of our Google Docs and blogs have helped us in the sense of not using class time to introduce a new topic, and so I think it just helped us quicken the pace of learning.
For me, it is a lot more interaction outside of class. I'm forced to go and look things up that I wouldn't go to look up normally. In this sense, it does help me study.
It's another method of learning before class and actually having notion of what you're going to study. It just becomes more of a conversational class than like a dictating class of a teacher to the student.